What up? It's the Rasslin Word. It's been a minute. It's July 1st. We ain't done one of these since April 30th, dude. I got my New Jack shirt on. Check it out. Original gangster. We're coming on with New Jack theme. It's going to be a wild episode today. I'm going to try my best. You know my shows are long. Y'all know I talk a lot. I'm going to try my best to wear this luchador mask. Sorry for the language. Let's turn that down a little bit. Sorry, New Jack. We're going to try to be a PG show here. But anyway, let me get up close to you just so y'all can see the mask. There y'all are. Check it out. I know I got a big head. Pointed out. I got my glasses on to wear this today, but that's all good. It has been a hot minute, and I'm sorry for taking so long to get up here with y'all, but it's good to be here. We got a lot to talk about. Literally, the last one was April 30th. I planned a May show, and then I planned a June show, and now it's just July 1st. So this is a July show, so welcome on in. I got this mask back last month, and it says Smokies over here. I don't know if you can see it, so y'all be jealous of this lucha mask. It is nice. We had to fight hard for it, too. We literally did. We'll talk about that more here in the show. But this is from the Knoxville Smokies. For wrestling night, they had it, which was a lot of fun. We went to that. I've also seen NXT live for the first time since we were last on here. We got a lot of news, rumors, things to discuss. I don't much like this angle, but that's okay. It's kind of meant to feel like a 90s vibe. Like we're all kids again, you know. We're sitting Indian style, hanging out. Is Indian style, is that even acceptable to say anymore? I don't know. I'm wearing a New Jack shirt. Nothing's acceptable on this show. I'm wearing a New Jack shirt with a lucha mask. By the way, this New Jack shirt was in the last pro wrestling crate, which I did not get. But I saw that it had this shirt in it. I had to order it on eBay. That's what I did. Picked it right up. Y'all know how it is. It's going to be hard to read and do this show with this mask on, but we're going to do it because I fought hard for this mask. Well, I didn't, but my mom did. We'll get more into that later. My mom's still fighting for me after all these years. Welcome on in. We're 3 minutes into the show. My name is Chris. This is the Rasslin Word for July. I got a lot of goodies here to show you over the past few months. And just a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. All the latest rumors, gossip, and wrestling. And my reviews of shows going way, way back. So we're going to talk about that. A lot of stuff to get into. So we're going to get into it. I ain't going to waste any more time. If you think I look ridiculous, that's okay. Welcome on in, though. This is going to be a rapid-fire show. I'm going to do a lot of talking right off the bat. If you don't like talking, that's cool. Just go ahead and zip on through to the unboxing stuff because I got a lot to show you. Today, just a little heads up, I'm going to be showing you something from Pro Wrestling Loot. But it is not a Pro Wrestling Loot box. I also have a figure I'm going to be unboxing. I also have a ringside order collectible I'm going to be unboxing. So more figures. There's something in this little package here I'm going to be showing. I'm not really sure I remember who this was. I have an autograph, obviously. I got some figures. I got one of these guys again, just for kicks. And probably my son's favorite wrestling-related item that I've gotten since we were last on is this Jey Uso plush. Look at this little guy. I'm going to show him right off the bat. Yeet. He's got his eyes up under there. He just gravitates towards Jey Uso, man, which all kids do. But he comes out. It's perfect. Get your little guys. Get one of them if you got one. Yeet, 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 yeet. But Clyde says a yeep instead of yeet. So it's real cute, man. Real cute. Jey Uso looks like he's getting back into the title picture, the swing of things. WWE going back to Jey Uso. I don't blame him. I mean, he you know, He hits, man. Does he hit better than LA Knight, though? That's the question we're going to be talking about today. Again, I got a lot of ADHD, so we're going to zip right through this. Just get ready. It's going to be a fun ride. You know what? I had something else. I don't see it now. But I know I had it. I might have left it upstairs. Oh, well. That's all right. We'll get into that later. We'll talk about that towards the end. So right off the bat here, a lot of my notes, I'm going to be just talking about some stuff that's happened since we were last on. It's going to be kind of random, kind of put together, just blurting stuff out, kind of a quick thing. Since we were last on, Goldberg must have been on WWE TV. I didn't think I was going to be starting off with that at the top of my notes, but here it is. Goldberg, he was shown as a legend on WWE TV. Who would have thought? I mean, he is a legend, don't get me wrong, but, yeah, Goldberg, man. Goldberg, who would have thunk it? Glad to see him getting some credit, though. He made up my childhood back in 1998. I was a huge WCW fan and a huge Goldberg fan, so I loved it. All right, we'll come back to the rest of those reviews later. Right now, we're going to get into some... Well, let me just see what I got here, because I did not know I had these notes. I got some MLW, some WWE, and some Pro Wrestling Illustrated. We'll talk about that, too. Get into a little bit of that. I didn't bring them to show you, though, guys. I'm slacking. I didn't bring something else. Two things that I'm going to show you. After all this stuff I brought down, 2 months, I got to stop waiting so long in between these shows. But if you know me and you know that I love to do these recordings, talkings, whatever, you'll know that my Lonely Hearts Club music show, which you also can find, I've not done one of those since January, so I'm just really off the ball. But we're getting back to it. We're getting back. It's all good. It's all good, you know? All right, let's just talk. Hopefully it won't be as long as last time, but we'll get into it. Anna Jay shuts down the rumors that she's leaving AEW. I don't know any big word on that since we last talked about it. And she has been back on TV, I think. Now there's also been rumors since last time. I know these aren't the most current rumors. We're just starting from where we left off and working down. That's how we're going to do the reviews, too. Jack Perry, now, his contract may be up. I don't know if he signed yet, but could imagine those two going where one goes, the other may follow. There's another AEW guy that's not really doing that. He's heading on back to the greener pastures. Rumors of Nashville having a WrestleMania. If there's a WrestleMania in Nashville, I think I gotta go because it's in my state, you know. But I always imagine, like, if I ever got to go to a WrestleMania, it would be like far away. I don't know though, man. We'll see. By the way, I wanted to wear this last time with you guys. Was that the last show? I don't know if it was the last box. I wanted to wear this last show, and it was not clean, so I couldn't. So I ended up wearing an older shirt and my Dustin Rhodes shirt. So, yeah, I'm happy to be wearing this just as much as the Lucha mask, maybe. TKO, not a fan of dark gimmicks, we found out since we were last here. That's why the Wyatt Six were released and the whole deal with that. Will Wyatt Six go to AEW? That's a big question. A lot of people wondering that. I don't know. I don't see it like I do some of the other people, but we'll see. Also, let's see. AEW not being renewed, says some guy. Some guy said that, but there was more talk about it. Some people even saying that AEW might be going to YouTube TV. I don't know. That was an older rumor. We'll see if anything to do with that one. Bear Bronson has signed extra, I guess, time with TNA. He don't do much for me, which I haven't watched TNA since March, I guess. So we'll have some more TNA news here in a bit. CM Punk got into an altercation with another fan during WrestleMania weekend. I guess that's kind of old news now. Nothing else coming from that. Very sad, since we were last on, Rebel being diagnosed with ALS. Many prayers for her. I always liked Rebel. I was always entertained by her. Sorry guys, I've got a big head, and I'm going to torture myself, but I'm going to do it anyway. I wore it the whole ball game, pretty much, so I can wear it here. It's just hard to read at the same time, but the Lucha guys are wrestling it, so that's the least I can do, right? Rebel getting diagnosed with ALS. Many prayers for her. Always liked her. I liked her in TNA by herself. I liked her in AEW with Dr. Britt Baker. So AEW blocking TNA with venues and their night. That was supposedly what was said back a couple months ago. I could see it. Yeah, I could see it. Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, The New Day, all gone. Tried to retain Xavier Woods, though, however, was the rumor. Was I surprised by this? A little surprised at Tonga Loa and JC Mateo not being given much of a chance. Those guys, they really couldn't see anything in them to let them go as fast as they did. I doubt we'll ever see them again in WWE. I didn't really think Jeff Cobb was going to be a good fit there anyway, but I'm just not big on Jeff Cobb. So, and Tonga Loa never really took off the ground either. New Day gone. I think that this is a good start for them to have New Day elsewhere. So I think the time had pretty much come, and they were kind of floundering. So Trevor Murdoch, I wrote his name down. I assume that's because I think he did retire. He was carrying NWA. I don't follow NWA, but he was carrying a lot of NWA. Many of you remember him from back in 2000s WWE. Abdullah and Tommy Rich. I can't remember why I put this down. I think it was over Tommy Rich just saying Abdullah was having some health problems, so prayers for him. Kevin Nash wanting Braun Breaker to have the Steiner name. Well, yeah, that's a duh. It's a given. At least like Bronson Steiner or something, I don't know. Because his actual name's Rex Steiner, but I don't know. TKO gave talent 2 days to decide on a pay cut during the New Day leaving. That was the rumor. Released so many due to not releasing as many last year. They wanted to seem like the good guys. They didn't release a lot, and then they've called up NXT people. I mean, yeah. Evil has debuted in NXT as Naraku. I think I'm saying that right, which means hell in Japanese. Boy, he ain't leaving that gimmick behind, is he? Elijah Burke with a sad story about texting Hulk for the last time. I don't remember the details of that. Very cool, though, that they were friends. Man, Elijah Burke, I think I said this on the last show with him and CM Punk. There was some discussion about kind of Elijah Burke being held back. That was some missed opportunity with him, for sure. AEW denies negotiating with Malachi Black. I guess we'll see, though, if there was truth to that. We'll see. Could definitely see MLW or TNA in his and Selena Vegas future. If not, though, imagine him and I can kind of almost see them more in MLW. Imagine them and then Karrion Kross, who we're going to get into here in a little while, too. That's where he's at now, for anyone who didn't know. Sad to read Bailey Humphrey, or whatever her name is now, that she has a medical condition. I've talked about her on the show. I do feel bad. She's got a medical condition which I guess causes like fat to accumulate in the face, the neck. My fat's just everywhere, so, it is what it is. But it seems cruel, though, to put her with a team called Vanity Project, though, doesn't it? I mean, we'll get into more about how I know about that later. Asuka semi-retired since we were last on. Will she come back to WWE? I don't know. I think if she comes back to wrestling, it'll definitely be WWE, though. A rumor was Teddy Long was coming back to SmackDown after saying WWE needed Vince back. I doubt that rumor's true. I've also heard, though, that Nick Aldis is now done as the GM. I don't get to watch SmackDown. It's on I watched on Peacock, so it's on a delay. We don't have USA Network, so I don't know. I don't know what the truth is to that. Condolences to Piper Niven on her career. Of course, we heard that she had a surgery, and now there's some doubt that she'll wrestle again. So prayers for her. She recovers. And same for poor old Marty Jannetty. He had his foot amputated. Very sad to see that he may have even had both. I'm not sure since then. Big news, and this is kind of was hinted at. Now it's kind of getting confirmed. Big Cass and Enzo coming back to WWE. I'm excited about it, as well as Baron Corbin coming back. I think all three can add a lot. We'll see if the returns are in the future. Glad to see Angel and Humberto getting some due in AAA. Their new group is Los Perros. I don't get to follow AAA, but I'm glad to see that they're doing stuff. I hope to be following them in the future again. There's just so much wrestling. Jazzwares laid off the AEW team, or a lot of them, I guess. Their figs have gotten few and far between. There's rumors that they're not doing anymore after this last line, which had the Kyle Fletchers in it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't see them out at stores. I will tell you that. So just not. I don't follow AEW right now. So, but I'm getting back into it. Yeah, I don't really have much interest in their figures at the moment. So, Ronda Rousey, she was in a stage fight, or I think it was a stage fight. Now it sounds like Conor McGregor's coming back for one, too. And even, was it Booker? Yeah, Booker T called the Ronda and the Gina match the biggest heist ever. Man, I agree with you, Booker. I'm not a big UFC guy, but I just figured I'd throw that in here. We were supposed to go watch a local show that same night. Ended up not happening, so we stayed home and watched that. And, man, it was over in 30 seconds or something, if that. Just insane. But I guess that's Ronda's thing. Says it's her last fight. We'll see. Will it be Connor's too? Mick Foley has went to AEW. I'm not surprised with that, especially with the press around WWE, Donald Trump being involved. I'm not surprised. Tiffy Time denying Giovanni Vinci flirting with her. But kudos to him for signing to TNA as Fabian Eichner. I have not seen him on there. I haven't, again, watched since March, but we'll see how that goes for him. Carlito and Damon Kemp were backstage at Ring of Honor. I haven't heard anything about that since. Damon Kemp, I don't know, man. Is he somebody that we need in any wrestling? Carlito, absolutely. But there was rumors that LA Knight and Gunther had a program, and that was scrapped. It's a shame. Shame what's going on with LA Knight. We'll talk more about that later. And I keep pressing that. Ludwig Kaiser defending his woman in Mexico. I think it was in Mexico. Gets even more respect there. Man, the dude is hot in Mexico. We'll talk about his mask versus mask match here in a little while as well. JR supposedly may have a diagnosis potentially with dementia or Alzheimer's. That's sad to see. He's really went through it, man, since his wife, it seems like. Ray becoming the AAA general manager. Again, I've got to check out AAA. Nothing but good things. Everybody says Undertaker's booking the best over there, so we got to check that out. Edge and Christian win the tag team titles again over in AEW. That's cool to see. Why not? Why not? I mean, I've always liked both of those guys. They're favorites of mine there. So look forward to watching their matches again whenever I get back into it. Will the Vision add new members, or will they be cursed too? Man, that Vision curse, it's wiped them so many out. Logan Paul has since been injured, starting to come back around again. He said he was going to rehab, heal better than anyone's ever healed before, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. He seems determined. Is FTR going back to WWE? That was a rumor. Now they're taking some time off. I don't know if their contract has lapsed or whatever, but seems like they have a good thing with going with Tony Khan. We'll see. Of course, Triple H looking to kind of rekindle, it looks like, some things from NXT days with Enzo and Cass, Baron Corbin, potentially FTR as well. Big Damo and Nikki Cross spying Progress Wrestling. Ups for them. Glad to see them moving on. Mason Rook came on the scene here, y'all. Everyone's talking about him. Unfortunately, it was his look more than anything else. The things I have seen about this dude's look. Did his look take me by surprise when I first seen him? Yeah, I think it took a lot of people by surprise. But then you see the compilations of his moves and what he can do, and you're just like, forget his look, dude. I'm interested. I do wish he would have kept the mullet, though. The mullet looked cool. But the comparisons to Chaz Bono, I mean, they were kind of spot on, I guess, a little bit. Looks-wise, Vince and Nick Khan destroying evidence. I'm not sure exactly which trial this was. Maybe this was the shareholder thing. Sounds like more involved, though, including the family, potentially. Boy, does Vince have a lot going on. He gets himself in some stuff, don't he? To be such an old-timer. Max Caster still with AEW or beyond only. Talk about dropping the ball. Tony Khan, I feel like definitely has dropped the ball on poor Max Caster. But I'm not backstage, so I don't know what's going on. Maxine going to the Vision. Something needs to happen with Maxine, so we'll see how that turns out. I definitely think she looks more like a heel, so we'll see. Been teasing that with Austin Theory. Joe Henning or Curtis Axel, as some of you all may remember. Mr. Perfect's son getting arrested for a DUI at McDonald's. Supposedly some racial stuff was involved. Who knows? Sad to see it. Paul Heyman had talked about his time with Curtis Axel. What a name. Curtis Axel and Cesaro, saying Cesaro just got robbed. It was a criminal, what was done with Cesaro, and there was no plan for him or Curtis Axel, which was also sad. Cesaro never really got that fair shake, so I hope he's getting it now in AEW. Did anyone else know that Sue Young left TNA? Anyone? Did anyone know that? I randomly thought of her, looked her up, and yeah. Modern NWO was a rumor. Sheamus, Claudio, Shinsuke, and Lars Sullivan. Remember that weird ace? Supposed NWO alumni who was never named. Everyone denied it. I don't know. What a theory. That doesn't even seem real. Santino Marella at Clash in Paris, or was he? Will he ever come back to WWE? I don't think he was in Clash in Paris. I don't think he was. I did not. Was Santino Marella at Clash in Paris, WWE?
No, Santino Marella wasn't at the WWE Clash in Paris event.
There you go. AI telling us, helping us out. My gut's hanging out with us. Yeah, I don't know. That was a rumor. Donald Trump buys TKO stock, and lots of it, it sounds like. Of course, he later ended up having his UFC event at the White House, which just went on and 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 on. I'm not a MMA fan. I'm just not. I need entertainment, and they're trying to do a little bit more with it, but yeah, it wasn't my thing. I did try to watch it, though. Ric Flair says he's going to sue his son David. What in the world's that about? That's another Ric Flair thing. Seems plausible. Finn Balor traded to SmackDown. I hope that's going well for him. I don't watch SmackDown. Seems like I don't watch any of this stuff, don't it? The way I talk, but hopefully he'll do well there. Probably time for him. Pete Dunne, news of him producing that mass versus mass match. Seems like maybe they're moving him into a production kind of role. I always have liked Pete Dunne. I would like to see him have done more in the ring, but obviously got a great mind there. Butcher and Blade are gone from AEW. And if you're saying who, well, yeah, I'm sure they will be a huge asset for TNA. It seems like TNA would be the most likely place since Blade's been there before. Bunny is back there now. We'll get into that, I think, later. I don't know. If we don't, though, yeah, she's back in TNA. I think we kind of mentioned her, and now she's, I guess, full-time. Ricochet talking sheet on Booker T, who is against multiple kickouts and finishers. He said something like something and comparing it to a video game or something. And I just, yeah, Ricochet, man. I don't know. He's embarrassing. But then again, I'm kind of embarrassing at the moment, too. So Ariel Helwani says WWE is completely soulless and Triple H is strapped. Yep, pretty much spot on there with that. This has a few glimmers throughout. Steve Macklin, Myla Grace are gone from TNA. Who was Myla Grace again, though? I don't even remember. Was she one of the Australian girls, I think? Was that right? Let's ask. is Myla Grace from Australia, and did she team with Harley Hudson?
Myla Grace.
Yes.
Also known as...
Okay, yeah. So she was... I knew Harley Hudson from the Wrestle Crate boxes, getting her autographs. So that's who that was. Zilla Fatu seems imminent in WWE. Anxious to see that. Umaga's son, that should be cool. Is Rikishi coming back as the new Bloodline Wise Man? Highly doubtful, just like the Teddy Long News. I don't know. These places sometimes I'll see online that will be posting this gibberish, and some of them I'm just like, yeah, I don't see it. But Bully Ray saying, agreeing with Ariel Helwani, saying WWE is safe and he's bored. Yep. CM Punk is unhappy. Those were the big rumors. Is he going to, people were saying he's going to show back up in AEW, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, I guess something about he was unhappy about AJ Lee and how she was treated, and then his lack of storylines, and now it's just the fact that he wants to come back in Chicago on Raw instead of go to SmackDown, which is penciled in. I mean, come on, CM Punk, dude. There's more places besides Chicago. You've been there enough. Come on, dude. WWE flag at the headquarters causing chaos, fires, all that. That was insane and kind of very much pushed under the rug right after it happened. Dave Meltzer says Omega and Okada was the most important match ever in wrestling. Okay, well, that's Dave Meltzer. Again, expected. RKO going to AEW. Again, not happening. That was another rumor that come out, especially after the New Day and everything. I just don't see it. Aaliyah Mysterio getting into wrestling. Now, this is possible. I'm surprised it's taken this long for her. Going to follow in Dad and Dom Dom's footsteps. We'll see how that goes. She seemed like she had something there with the weird Buddy Murphy storyline. There's obviously a huge age gap between them, but yeah, I mean, it was a strange one. Kathy Kelly name drops KO's son and his wife doesn't like it, mentioning, was it autism that she said? Or ADHD or something? I don't know. I'm sure I've got both of them. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm never diagnosed, but I fit all the signs. Obviously, I mean, you can look and just get the vibe, but I don't blame her, I guess. Kind of a weird thing to put out there. But again, if she's autistic, yeah, that's kind of what we're known for, right? Saying weird things, putting weird things out there. Janelle Grant lawsuit goes behind closed doors. Well, there's a joke writing itself. Tessa Blanchard, Tommy Dreamer, and Sami Callihan all leaving TNA. Sami Callihan was, I guess, maybe doing some producing. I don't know. Tommy Dreamer doing the writing. Will Road Dogg replace them? That's been the big rumor. A lot of mystery there. A lot of... and, you know, there was a late breaking rumor. I'm using a lot of AI today through this, but who else is new to TNA's creative team besides Road Dogg? Let's see.
Besides Road Dogg, Eric Tompkins and Hunter Johnston now lead TNA's creative team as co-heads. They are the new additions to the team.
Okay, well, Hunter Johnson is delirious. Looks like Gail Kim. Is Gail Kim back with TNA?
No, Gail Kim isn't currently with TNA.
See, you can't always believe AI because it just said she's head of talent relations. So, yeah, who knows? We'll move along, though. We'll see how that goes for TNA. Hopefully I can tune back into them at some point. Road Dogg's definitely got the track record. I still say we need Scott D'Amore. Come on. Come on. Again, Jack Perry, if he's leaving AEW, I wouldn't suggest it. He doesn't seem like he's got the right kind of attitude to go to most places and do as good as he's done there. Big Show going for one last match. Kudos to him in AEW. I don't know how old he is now, but I just read something too a while back that said he was told he would not live past the age of 45, which was, I'm sure he's older than 45 now, but wild because of the gigantism, the same thing Andre had. So, yeah. Rey Mysterio says AAA is bringing in a former world champion who's never wrestled for AAA. We'll see what that's about. Private Party got injured in the same match, the same way. Talk about wild. I've not seen it, but I did read about it. I did get to see them last time in Knoxville when they lost to the Hurt Syndicate, lost the titles. And I don't know if they were off and then just now came back and got hurt or what. But will TNA be sold? That's a big rumor that's been happening. Anthem says no. They've been angry about it. They don't want that out. The latest, Anthem is denying it. Will it be sold? Would WWE buy it? Tony Khan has already said he wouldn't pay $40 million for it. Supposedly that was a value thrown out there. I don't know. Kind of weird that he wouldn't, though, you know? The tape library's there. And he picked up Ring of Honor with no problem. Maybe offload Ring of Honor, and I don't know. Either way, I hope it keeps going. I really do. I hope it's all just rumors. And speaking of Tony Khan, Paul Heyman saying in his interview with my buddy Chris Van Vliet that TK has $1 billion checkbook and he's glad AEW exists. So there's that. Okay, coming up here, we're almost done with our news. We'll get into some reviews here. NWA is now on Tubi. That's pretty cool. I hope to check them out on Tubi. I haven't been able to watch them either, so have to check them out. TK ain't interested in TNA for $40 million. We talked about that. Triple H, a big thing that made everybody upset here recently. He's saying that people take wrestling too serious, especially, I guess, WWE. Yeah, I mean, I get what he means, but it's weird to hear it coming from him considering how serious he supposedly has taken it and how serious Vince took it, you know? So, I don't know. Tiffany Stratton, some embarrassing news. Tiffany Stratton just keeps digging her hole, man. Last time we talked about her saying she wanted to go into movies by her 30s. Now she was doing, I guess, an unboxing for cards, wrestling cards, and called Sergeant Slaughter, SGT Slaughter. Did not know Sergeant Slaughter, Viscera, or Junkyard Dog. Some people saying that they need a history class, mandatory history class, history lesson at the Performance Center. I agree. Honestly, though, I just wish they would try to sign more people that loved wrestling, you know, instead of... But then you have people like Tiffany Stratton and like Oba Femi now, who come out of nowhere. They don't know much about wrestling, and they're just superstars. So, yeah, I guess at least try to teach those people a little bit about wrestling. But granted, she is young. They are older. I don't know. Triple H upset. This is a potentially not true story. I'm going to say that right now. Triple H upset with storylines being developed with AI. Is that fake news? Punk and Lesnar supposedly don't like it. RKO and Cody feud was mapped out entirely by AI. Are they just blaming AI? Because that was a really bad storyline. I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Who knows? King of the Ring, everybody uses AI now. I mean, I'm sitting here using it, so it wouldn't surprise me. King of the Ring means nothing. I did not get to watch Clash in Paris. I think it was Clash in Italy, I think was the one right before this King of the Ring. I've not watched the past two PLEs since Backlash. So, but I have read about what's happening. We'll talk more about that later. Supposedly, though, we'll talk about the biggest news of it later. Supposedly, and I have not watched Raw. We'll touch on this, though, in the next... I've not watched the last episode of Raw. We'll touch on this in the next episode. But supposedly, Oba Femi beats Jey Uso. That's a no yeet. Yeet, yeet. But, of course, you know, a little surprised by that because of how they were pushing Jey. I think I would have went with Brock Lesnar costing Oba the match instead of Oba winning the King of the Ring and then supposedly turns down the title match. And then Io Sky wins King of the Ring against Liv Morgan. But now she's wanting to challenge Liv Morgan, who for some reason was in this tournament. I guess to try to be a double champion or to give her a program while Stephanie Vaquer's out. So now she's going to challenge Liv for her title. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, I tell you. Some sad news here. Well, I do want to say, though, before we go about that, Sami Zayn won the title at King of the Ring. Or, I'm sorry, Night of Champions, which happened at... King of the Ring happened at Night of Champions. They might as well just call it King of the Ring, because it wasn't even, like, a lot of champions. But, I don't know. Sami Zayn won the title. Is it too late for Sami Zayn to have won the title? I'm glad he did, but is it too late? Only time will tell. We'll have to talk about that in the next episode because I don't know. I don't watch SmackDown. I'll have to keep an eye on it, socials, and see what's going on. Some other news here. Multiple 25% off tickets for WWE All Domestic Live events. That was just breaking before I recorded. And then Joe Doring, who I think I mentioned him in the last episode, wondering how he was doing. An update on him. He went into hospice and he passed away. Joe Doring was, it's not that I was a huge fan of Joe Doring as a wrestler. And we've had some sad news from Piper Niven, Marty Jannetty, Rebel, but Joe Doring passing away. Many prayers for his family and friends, loved ones. It was just sad. I think he fought cancer 3 times, at least twice, and survived. And just very sad. Not much older than me, really. I mean, he was an 80s kid, and very sad to hear about Joe Doring. Many prayers for him. Talk about a few things now. NXT. I got to see NXT live. First of all, let me talk about Wrestling Night, because I'm wearing the Lucha mask, and let me talk about Wrestling Night. Wrestling Night at the Smokies was a lot of fun. The Smokies is the baseball, kind of the minor league stadium, I guess is what they would be considered in Knoxville, right around where I live here, and it was a lot of fun. The mask, they were only giving them out to the first 1,000 people. We literally were there at the cutoff, and which is fine. It is what it is. I had a little bit of a Chad Karen moment, though. I'm not going to lie. I walk in, they all told us there's no mask. I just really wanted one for my son. I really wanted one for Coe. Well, I showed my butt a little bit. I did. Go figure. I got a flat butt. It happens often. I saw some of the workers had masks on, and I was just like, man, this isn't right. Like, why do they get to have the mask? Did that come out of the 1,000 people or whatever? So I was a little upset, pretty upset. And anyway, I had talked to my mom on the phone. She called us while we were there. And she's just like this get things done. I wouldn't say she's a Karen at all, but she'll get things done. She's the woman to talk to. I told her about the mask. I told her we didn't get one, and I was disappointed. So we go to this little play area, and Clyde was having a great time. He didn't care about the mask. It was Dad that cared about the mask. A cool guy gave him a little foam baseball. He was good. One of the little kids, I guess, had dropped the mask. It just it fell out of the sky. Joy brings it over to me. Joy, my fiance, I left it on the bench, waited for a kid to come claim it. No kid ever did. So about 30 minutes later, we got up to leave, and there you go. We got a mask. Just got to wash it. Those kids were rowdy. They were wilding out. I hate that a little kid lost his mask, or her, but I waited. Nothing. And then Mom calls me, and she's like, hey, they got you a mask up at the front. They had some put back. Dude's coming to bring you one. So now we got 2 masks, and I'm wearing one now. So if that little kid that was there lost his mask ever watches this, hey, if you lost your mask on the playground, or you think you may have, or your parents are watching this, let me know. I'll get your mask back to you. Because I just wanted one for Clyde, and here I am sitting here wearing it. So I have to put it on a stuffy now. But the baseball game was fun. It was my first baseball game. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time. After all the drama, there's always drama with me. I'm like, probably bipolar too, Italian, I don't know. Rare to fight. Who knows? Then they had the wrestling show after. The wrestling is Pal Driver Pro Wrestling. And I don't have a lot of notes from it. I hate that. It was a lot of fun. There was a dude that was a heel that come out and that had USA on his jacket or trunks or something. But he was trying to be a bad guy, which made no sense. I don't know what that was about. I used one of my lines. A dude had a big beard. I said, rip his beard off. Yelled that out. We had a lot of fun. A lot of drunk people. They had fireworks. It was right after the baseball game. It was like almost midnight when we got out of there. Check them out, though. Pal Driver Pro Wrestling. There was a girl that was a standout, and I don't know her name. I am going to post some pictures up on my social media of the whole event, though, so be sure to look for that. Follow me on there. Facebook, Instagram, X. I'm on all of those, so look me up. Chris Ellis Official or CE Music Official on X. So, but she was a standout. And then the main event was just insane. And she actually got her nose busted during the match. So George South was there, local George. I think he's local. If he's not, he should be. He's always around. Just a legend. I've met him. Such a super nice guy. He was there. It was a lot of fun. It sucked because the tram bus, whatever, didn't take us back. So we had to literally walk in downtown Knoxville. Not really the best section of town. At midnight to get back to the garage with a 3-year-old. So that was, that kind of put a damper again on the mood. But in between the mask issue and then the parking issue at the end of the night, we had a great time. So Pal Driver Pro Wrestling, look them up. We also went to NXT, and NXT was in Corbin, Kentucky, which is just up the road. It was my first NXT show. I don't follow NXT. I don't know anything about NXT, so we went in it blindly. I know some of the names there. You definitely have to follow me on social media if you want to see these pictures, and trust me, there's some you're going to want to see. If you watch LFG, or some people have watched Evolve, I haven't, just to be honest with you. Not even watched NXT. So, but just off the top of my head, some standouts. We did get a $40 blind bag. I made a video opening it at the arena. It had six NXT shirts from people that have been on NXT, maybe moved on or still there. Watch that video when I post it. I will post that to YouTube as well as on my social medias. You'll see that after I put this one up. And it was big, man. It was a lot of fun. So you'll see some behind the scenes footage of NXT just getting started. It was a live event. It wasn't taped, as far as I know. Kendall Gray seems like a great standout. She was there. She wrestled Bailey Humphrey, which I don't know her name now. But she was there. Shiloh Hill from LFG and Jasper Troy, they wrestled. I don't know who they wrestled. I want to say Vanity Project, but I don't think that's right. Oh, Birthright, which is Santino Morella's daughter, Ariana Grace, Stax Lorenzo, Brian Pillman Jr. He wrestled his own match, Alexis King. He fought was it Tavon Heights? I don't know though. I should have. This is what I should have kept a list of, and I was going to go back and I I could actually maybe pull that up. Let me just see here. Give me a second. NXT Corbin, Kentucky results. Here we go. Yeah.
WWE NXT.
Here we go. This'll help us. This will help remind me. Kendall Gray defeated Micah Lockwood. That is her name. Bailey Humphrey, now known as Micah Lockwood. Lexis King, time limit draw with Keanu Carver. That's who it was. Great. Everybody here. All four of these competitors. Good stuff. Shiloh Hill and Jasper Troy defeated Birthright. Tony D'Angelo was there. I have yet to see him. I was not impressed with his mafia type gimmick before, mob gimmick. He seems like he's moved past that. He fought Naraku or Evil. It was a okay match. He's the main champion. So Miles Bourne, definitely a standout with Tavion Heights and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller was there. Grayson Waller, dude, man, they are just wasting this guy in WWE, and I don't get it. Is it another case of Max Caster, like he's got a loud mouth? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. LA Knight, what's the deal? I don't know. He really dug into Corbin and Kentucky, and he caught a kid 200 pounds in the front row. How was he 200 pounds when he was 6 years old? They were just hitting him, dude. They were hitting him. He is so good. Athletically, speaking, character, I don't get it. I really don't. Zaria definitely impressed me in her match. Kalani Jordan impressed me. Lizzie Rain, I didn't get to see a lot of her. She was there. And Ariana Grace. Again, solid people here wrestling. I will say Lola Vice was supposed to be on this show. She was not there. She was on the advertised for the show, as well as Tatum Paxley was advertised. She came out. She did not wrestle on the show, but she was there. And then I think Jada Parker, Jey Uso's Jada Parker, that Jada Parker, she was there too, or supposed to be there. She was not, did not show. The main event was Alpha Academy. You heard me right. Otis and Tozawa, and it was so cool to see them with Shiloh Hill. They used Shiloh Hill. I wish we could have seen more people, but I was happy. If we were going to see a person wrestle twice in a night, I was happy for it to be Shiloh Hill. I'm a big fan. Watch his YouTube. Love his stuff. Love his character. The dude's going to shine. He reminds me a lot of Roman Reigns. People may laugh at that, but he does. Defeated the Vanity Project, Jackson Drake, Brad Baylor, and Ricky Smokes. It was the first time I had ever seen the Vanity Project. There was one dude talking in there that was like, I don't know how you people are so fat when you don't have teeth. Just good stuff, man. They were all three kind of the same type of guys, but yeah, they were good. The big moment of the night, I got a picture with one of these guys here. I went down to the ring. One of the people in this main event, I got a picture, went down to the ring, got a picture with him, and we had like seats that were, kind of high up. And but at the end of the night, it's live shows. I can't recommend enough going to live shows over TV shows, just because of the interactions and stuff. I mean, they're signing autographs, walking up the ramps. A lot of fun. So look at my social medias. I was ecstatic to get a picture with this guy. He was so cool. I got to talk to him a little bit. And super nice. Super nice guy. When I told him where I met him from, or where I knew him from, he was like, really? Check him out. Very humble dude. And I'm even more of a fan. So now, let's go back to... Let's go into our reviews. And I'm going to try to do these quickly, guys. I realize it's an hour in and I'm yapping. This might end up being our longest show ever. I don't have a ton of stuff to show you, but I got enough. Let's get into it. Shoot, I'm going to have to jump around. Okay. Raw. Let's talk about Raw. I'm digging the Gunther, Braun stare down, Heyman hitting on all cylinders, hyping up Breaker in comparison to the former Beast, saying he's a Steiner. And for some reason, I stopped there. I don't know if I talked about that on the last one. But that was it for that episode. I don't know. Let's go over here to 7/21 Raw. By the way, this is from last July. So we're running it back on WWE from last July on, and then I'll tell you when we go to now. It's very confusing. Just trust me, I'm trying to catch up. This is the only way I can do it. Raw from July 21st of last year. Insufferable, but in the absolute worst way, is the way Michael Cole described Naomi. I couldn't agree more. Rusev and Sheamus had a heck of a hard-hitting match once again that if you missed, you ought to look it up. That good. Xavier Woods with the weakest knock a phone out of someone's hand I've ever seen to a dude in the crowd. I wonder if he actually meant to do it. Poor old Xavier's gone now. What do you know? Tag team triple threat here, and I'm just wondering, are the War Raider dudes still around? Turns out, I guess are they in AAA? I think they are. I think they're in AAA. Why not ask Google? We've asked Google everything all night. Let's ask it. Come on, Googs. Are the War Raiders in AAA? Take a breath.
Yes, the War Raiders, which are Eric and Ivar, competed in Lucha Libre AAA. They became the AAA World Tag Team Champions after defeating Pagano and Psycho Clown at Noche de los Grandes.
Okay, there you go. Pagano and Psycho Clown. By the way, my Masters of the Universe Cup here, they just randomly gave us at the theater. Oh, shoot. Okay. We're on here for a long time. I gotta scratch my back sometimes, you know? Okay. Can't dispute a thing New Day is saying. Nothing is right anymore with AJ, MJ. With AJ mopping, and now Grayson Waller is in the beginning stages of Big G or whatever he was doing with them during this time. Cool to see Braun Breaker facing off with Roman, having some interactions. I think this is the first time I can remember seeing them like this with now versus the future. And let's jump back over here to... Is it SmackDown? Yeah. Okay. I have notes for this on both. So, the Hulk Hogan Memorial for SmackDown. So sad, dude. So sad. I think this was this was the first one because I think he passed on a Thursday, so this was the next day. The thank you Logan chant. Logan Paul saying it was actually thank you Logan, not thank you Hogan. It'd be offensive if we didn't know that Logan Paul was a huge Hulkster fan. So great moment there. Jelly Roll comes out. I don't know why I put Jelly Roll down, but obviously it must have popped me. Must have been some entertaining stuff. I didn't write anything else. Triple H is your wife's single sign. What in the world? Love the Hulk tributes here by the real ones and not the phonies standing in the back. Y'all remember who I'm talking about. I ain't liked any of them since. Except for New Day. I guess they're okay. They had a valid reason. Wild to see DJ Z or Joaquin Wild in WWE still. Dude looks to be in great shape. Really would be nice to see at least some of the TNA charisma shine through for this guy again. I don't expect it to ever happen here, and honestly, I'm surprised they have kept him this long. Now, from there, let me transfer back over here. All the tag teams fighting after the Wyatts. Felix Andrade match made me a little sad with so many of these people being gone now when they were flourishing right before the SummerSlam TLC match. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm jumping around here a little bit. Raw looks like, I'll try to do this a little easier next time, guys, a little better. I apologize for the way I do this. Raw, another Hulk Memorial. This was on July 28th. Of course, just as sad as the SmackDown when Paul Heyman, as good as many say he is, really drug on for too long with Jay back and forth. Wild that one team in the sixth person is completely gone from WWE and AJ, Kyrie, and at least for the time being, I'm assuming I meant Asuka there. So yeah, a rare thing I'm saying bad about Paul Heyman. I definitely feel like the Gunther and Punk should have been more, as I hear Punk with another seemingly flawless promo knowing a Gunther and Punk's chase, not just another constellation prize, as he says here. He did say constellation prize. That's pretty funny. We need a spear off between Braun and Roman, like head-on collision type business. And then let's jump over here to SmackDown. Cena turn happened abruptly on this one. I genuinely felt bad for him, as they sounded like there was a lot of truth in how The Rock, Travis Scott, and presumably TKO set him up to fail with this botched heel turn. Either way, he made some lemonade, set things back right, topped it off with a real American toast to Cody. I have to admit, I wonder if Hulk's untimely death helped pull the plug on this whole turn. I did wonder that. Maybe it's like a Chris Benoit, Vince McMahon type deal. Jelly Roll taking a heck of a kick from Drew in the pre-tape. Excellent match with Julia and Zelina here. The near fall suplexes from the top, bomb finisher with things of beauty. Solo just constantly showing how entertaining his promo work is. So this is where Los Garzas have been the whole time. Obviously, they're in AAA now. Great to see Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown going after the AAA titles. It had been too long. The aura of Damon Priest and Aleister Black, along with Black's entrance, Damien's coat, really makes me wonder how they let Aleister go, even if I'm not personally a fan. Must have been an attitude thing because the dude has it. I still feel that way, even without being a fan of his. First look in the ring, I think, for Talatanga, and good presentation. Music fits his entrance. Solo plays the advocate. Roll perfectly. Logan Paul shouting out green shirt on the mic was awesome, saying Jelly thought SummerSlam was a hot dog eating contest. I don't remember or even know how this ends, but if it doesn't end with Drew turning on Logan, not for a few, but just to get him away from him, then they missed the boat. From Weight Watchers to community service, this has been good TV when these guys are on, but Drew may have had the best line with smelly hole. Yes, he really said that. Jelly Roll, smelly hole. It reminds me of this long-running gag, Piss Smellis on me. Chris Ellis, Piss Smellis. Yeah, those assholes know who they are. All right. I'm just not afraid to, call it out, I don't care. I got a good attitude. I got a good attitude. Sound cool. All right. Let me just get rid of this news, then we'll jump back over. Almost an hour in, guys. Thanks. If you're still watching this, then you just love to hear me talk. And boy, can I. So I appreciate you staying right with me. I promise we're going to get into the openings here, unboxings, all that good stuff here in just a few minutes. That is always the main event of the show. And I'll try to remember to put the timestamps on it this time, so that way you'll know exactly what to get to. All right. Let's see what we got. I'll come back on that. Okay. Raw, August 4th. Woods' big hat is plumb cracking me up here, but man, does it fit Penta or what? Happy to see the New Day onto something new from WWE, though. It was way past time. You would think poor Charlotte and my favorite Alexa would be better at ad-libbing, or at least reading the terrible script, but nope. I'm just done with Charlotte, man, and honestly, it's time for her to do something new herself. I gotta say, Alexa, she does look a little cute doing the Bray impression. I mean that platonically. I'm a taken man, but I will say. Maybe this is the best place for these two right now, man. The best place for these two, Alexa and Charlotte together as a team. Might be the best place for them. Dirty Dom just fires on all cylinders these days, don't he? Who would have ever thought that kid in the Thunderdome era would have had all that swagger? Surprised at the rookie mistake, though, with leaving the boot in the ring, though, after using it as Daddy Eddie wouldn't have done that. Becky firing off the Cena shots on Nikki Bella. No, not those shots. Naomi is just absolutely intolerable. She must be the absolute best person in the world in real life. Or Corey Graves and everyone else is just getting paid insane amounts of money to say that they like this sheet. I can honestly say I don't, and I've not missed her at all, especially like this. Gotta say it. SmackDown. August 8th. Gotta say the Charlotte Alexa birthday section was pretty dang awkward. Her segment, not section. I'm just not sure about the chemistry between these two being there. Seriously, wild Claymore on Cody, though. The announcers did look vicious on TV. That's been all I had for that. Raw, August 11th. Scarlett and Karrion are officially gone. I'd steer clear of WWE for good this time. That is, unless it's back to NXT to act like the last two main runs didn't happen. Even then, I'm not sure what... I'm not sure. I'm not sure I would do that. Loving the Punk Night interaction here, though. The Vision comes out, takes it to a different level with Heyman jabs, and then the Braun's comment. Just good TV to open the show. SmackDown, August 15th. Is there really a King of the Hill Matt here tonight? It's awesome. Saban with the are you him or are you his line on Carmelo was a good one. The short interaction between Sammy and Fatu was a highlight on a show with not a ton here tonight. Speaking of, how is Sammy so black, but yet he's so white? I don't get it. It's wild. Action-packed 6-man with MFTs, Fatu, Sammy, and Jimmy Uso. But then again, these always are. Doesn't get set enough. But man, the haluva kick really is a heck of a move that Sammy's got, for sure. August 22nd, Becky Lynch firing on all cylinders in front of her hometown. I love the old-ass comment on Punk. John Cena eats big dinner sign. Loving the Who Are You chant for WWE first time on TV in Dublin. TNA chant during the Motor City Machine Guns in Ireland brought a smile to my face. Went back to try to look for the Piper entry in the Charlotte match. Piper Niven's injury here, never really saw it. I feel bad for her, what she's been through. Fan or no fan, at least WWE didn't drop her, so others drop her as others that have been injured. No wonder Logan is the most hated in wrestling, as I can safely say he's surpassed MJF based on what I can remember from watching him a year ago. He's definitely good at being hated. Cena hitting some facts with the Prime deal, even if scripted. Truth goes to Dublin, Georgia, and literally like 25 men couldn't keep Damian and Black apart. Come on, don't insult us anymore with the lame-ass gimmick that they can't be held back in 2026 or 2025 since this was last year. McIntyre sells Avon's sign. If this is the same sign person from earlier, it's great. Tiffany Stratton almost taking herself out with a moonsault outside. How much more do we got of these reviews? Let me see. Okay. We got a little bit more. I'll try to hurry here. SmackDown, August 29th. Logan out here stealing Dijak's MLW gimmick with the Disruptor comment. Says he is going to speak English thanks to being American before. Then speaking in French or for a good bit. The passion is real. Whenever Cena speaks and always shines through when he speaks from the heart. This is good stuff. What was the deal with the little guy in the front row, you ask? Well, I did. It turns out it was the same kid from Belgium. I knew he looked familiar. Question is, was he a plant by WWE from the beginning, though? I mean, 8 hours in 2 countries is a long way to see Cena, right? Fun while it lasted, seeing new faces on SmackDown for the women with Kiana and Michin, even since she's rarely ever wrestling, but that was, of course, short-lived. Waiting on the breakout of Carmelo. His dude seems to have it all. Nothing but net looks killer. What a sequence here with Montez Ford, Carmelo doing their thing with the back-to-back frog splashes, talking about talent. Always good to see title changes, especially on regular shows, with this one being the U.S. to Sami Zayn, as we don't see him that often anymore. Now, Clash in Paris, which was the last pay-per-view I watched last year, so we'll get into that now. Post Malone and Jelly Roll right up front. What a tandem. Fig hunts. Very cool. My response to that, Post Malone doing fig hunts, I've seen videos of him. Very cool to know he's a fan. And such a cool dude, seemingly. Paul Heyman with all the antics here. Effective ending, but man, did it go with the tsunamis. Did it go along with the tsunamis and spears over and over? Borderlands, Get Up from Street Profits was a visual. But man, the Wyatt Six sure were too, as they're over with the crowd singing. Nikki Bella with some obviously terribly fake hits on Becky on the table, then a kick that completely misses. Seriously, this is proof. Just let who they want. They just let who they want be in the Hall of Fame. And the Bellas don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Flat out. That's not even in my notes here. But after seeing Nikki and Brie, they have gotten significantly worse than when they left. I understand ring rust, but it's bad. I'm sorry. It's just time to... They're divas, man. It's time to do diva stuff. not wrestle. But what do I know? I'm not a wrestler. Becky on the table, then a kick that completely misses. Seriously, this is proof. Again, they just let whoever be in the Hall of Fame. We got a Donnybrook match here, and for some reason, Prom is being served at the bar. Drop from the top of the barrels. Add what a hard-hitting match here with Rusev and Sheamus. Good stuff as always. Logan Paul with the same 5 moves compared to him stealing the show from Cena Line was great. The French crowd is absolutely on fire. Such a joy to watch. Them singing Cena's theme was great. John Cena showing he gave his heart to the crowd. And man, oh man, what a match. It'd be hard to be a long-time indie wrestler and not be jealous of Logan Paul with how much of a natural the dude is. Jelly Roll, Post Malone, yeeting. Crowd is still going wild, singing for Punk. Just electric all night, even though I knew before. Still was surprised with Becky Lynch saving Seth in the end. SmackDown, September 5th. Dude with big eyes is loving this Cena-Zayn match, and it's understandable. We knew Cena has really referenced a big night. Chicago wants AJ Lee. Did they know that they would be getting Brock Lesnar too, though? That's the question. Cool seeing those two again. White hot segment here with Becky, Seth, Punk, and of course AJ Lee firing on all cylinders here. Definitely worth checking out. SmackDown, September 12th. Man, after not seeing NXT here, hearing them in so long, Vic Joseph and Booker T sure are some fresh hair to hear. Kicking the night off with Brock and Truth, and of course expectations were high, even if a little repetitive from them. Still great to see these guys, especially together. Brock blowing out the jeans and getting a tickle out of it was the icing on the cake. Had forgotten all about Randy cussing about Drew's slam into the ropes. Wonder what the backstage would have been like after that. Yeah, that was wild. Just slamming him right into the ring ropes there. Brock blowing out his pants was funny stuff too. Okay, SmackDown, September 19th. Brock manhandling Michael Cole and F5ing Corey Graves was a perfect start to SmackDown here. Dude just eating up Michael Cole behind him is cracking me up. Cool to see for Axiom get some comeuppance here against the Vision. Man, what a wild-looking dive from Axiom. The twist he puts on it is dangerous but unique for sure. Like this pairing of Sammy and Carmelo. Finally getting to see the popular Kit Wilson. Finally, let's see what he makes out of all this. If it's not obvious before now, it surely was obvious. With this Drew on Cody promo, people are waking up to Cody not working and seeing him the way I've seen him ever since the American Nightmare gimmick started. This ain't it, man. All he does is bore people to death in his suits and talking us to death. Now, I'll stop there. We're going to go up to Raw of this year because I stopped right at the WrestlePalooza pay-per-view. We'll get to that whenever we get to that at some point. But Raw of this year, back on May 4th, let's talk about it. The front row crowd is especially annoying behind the commentators with the douche mewing and the kid flexing. I don't know what was more annoying, but it's wrestling. So Frat House vibe with Herman's group clicked here more than I've ever seen it. I don't know what Herman's group is. I have no idea. But Heyman's group. I'm sorry. Frat House vibe with Heyman's group. Herman's group. There we go. Digging this pairing of Rusev and Ethan Page. Nice to see some AEW alumni to see where it goes. Adam Pearce getting knocked on his butt by Becky was good stuff. I'm already a big fan of Sol Ruca. As entertaining as this angle is, it's a little bad taste to have a firing angle when so many people literally just got fired. But that's WWE. They do that kind of thing. Hope this isn't the end of Alpha Academy and just a gimmick rework, as I especially like Akira Tozawa and the rise of Oba continues. I have to agree with JR saying Roman and Fatu seemed a little rushed. Could have been saved for something even bigger than Backlash. Also reminded me of what Kevin Nash said about how cool and calm Roman is. Fatu with his... I don't know where I'm going in with this, but we'll keep going. Oh, with his DMX voice, and all is over like Grover. Now we're going to talk about Backlash. Here we go. Jacob Fatu wearing the dress out here, looking, well, can't believe I'm going to say this with a straight face, but I'm going to say it because I'm wearing the New Jack shirt, and I'll say it. Jacob Fatu wearing the dress out here, looking gay. Seth Rollins got the Mortal Kombat going. Braun Breaker really pulling out the dog face gremlin look here tonight. What a match with Rollins and Breaker. Heavy hitter from beginning to end. Little Yachty walking around with millions in his ears. Maybe I'm just too old or that much of a traditionalist, but I just don't get the Danhausen stuff. I will say the little guy with him was talented, pretty much carried the match on his end, so I'm always about seeing new styles, but this should have been introduced on TV. instead of a mystery at the PLE, as they should have taken notes from Danhausen's own debut. Not to mention the Littlehausen thing probably shouldn't have stretched out between 2 pay-per-views. This could have easily been included in the Mania segment. Maybe a Miz or Kit versus Hausen one-on-one match would have worked better instead of working everyone up for another surprise. I will say, though, the Miz is tailored for these entertainment moments and made the show with the fire extinguisher spot on himself and Kit. We want Kyrie chants to be expected. Spitting on the clipboard or whatever it would be called was a cool moment. Io and Asuka hug it out. Really hope this isn't the end for Asuka. How cool to see Dan Spivey and Steve Keirn, even if before my time. Respect to the legends. John Cena Classic. And he just hardcore reminded me of Vince back in the day. It's almost like he never left. A new championship, and we picked the winners. Loving the mug root beer dog, and the commentators are killing it. What a visual, seeing Roman and Jacob Fatu standing across from each other. Adam Pearce pulling on Jacob's dreadlocks. Good stuff. Raw, May 11th, Paul Heyman with Inbred, capital of East Tennessee, right down the road here in Knoxville. We get to talk about this episode that I did not make. Of course, Bianca having the baby is brought up in Knoxville, but the best part was Montez admitting he's got to make the money now. Corey Graves with the We Admire Logan Paul made the song here. 4 guys arguing over the IC title felt a little weak, but in particular Ethan Page. He's still new, though, so hopefully he'll only get better. Knoxville Vol players look like more members of Roman's family. At least that's who I thought it was. Is this really it for Asuka? Hit me right in the feels, knowing she was leaving out through McGee Tyson. Roxanne and Raquel, Bree Page with the low blows, even if this did fall flat. Sol Ruka and Io with a pretty good one. Could there be a better place to make history with the first defense of the AAA title on Raw? Well, probably, but it happened in Knoxville here, so we'll take it. I gotta say, I seriously miss Chad Gable, and with how entertaining he was, I have no idea why they have ran with this gimmick for so long, but hopefully it's ending soon. Looks like I was right. Jacob taking the whole bloodline out with his butt. Raw, May 18th. So are the bloodline, the heels in this feud with Jacob. Surely not another Balor and JD match. It's seriously high time to move on with this feud. Maybe the Judgment Day altogether. I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan, but man, there's no denying her gimmick is entertaining. Speaking of, Corey Graves has been entertaining extra to me lately. How have I never heard of What a Guy when I'm literally lived in Texas and had all kinds of What a Burger? Wild how WWE is making their own stars now, literally, after finding out how Sol Ruka was just like Oba from the NIL program. Brock Lesnar's back. I don't think I'll ever trust another so-called retirement again. This had to be a throw whatever money we can at him and not planned. I mean, right? Right? How long until the 6-7, I've said it 3 times, stuff is over? Please, how long? How has Seth Rollins not wrestled a TV match in 9 months? It's wild. Surely the profits ain't splitting when they're trying to rebuild the tag right. I guess not. Sorry, by this point of the show, I'm just like little. I'm just rushing. I'm rushing to get all this said and done. Forgive me. Saturday night's main event, Rhea ripping off Shinsuke's gimmick now. Charlotte undies were out the whole match, so it wasn't just Michin style causing it. A lot of women saying suck it here with nothing to suck unless their one thing is big, which I don't know, never mind. Patchy here on Ethan Page's chest. Nobody's watching this point, so I can say whatever, right? Nice change of pace in the IC title getting main event props, but kind of out of nowhere, which made it seem like this show lacked a main event. Take it back. Poor old IC title doesn't have the main event. At least it's the men's tag headlining and not the poor fledgling women's tag. Street Profits back with the solo cups. Love the Dawkins throw on Braun for the spear. Logan handled that arm tear well, but man, the vision has to be cursed, right? They gotta be. Raw, May 25th. What a match between Penta and Javon. The internet was spot on with this one. Speaking of Penta, how cool is it to see him with Ray? Book it. Shiloh Hill sign is cool to see. Lots of potentially good matches on paper tonight with Montez and Seth and Ray Rusev. Was wondering about Dragon Lee whereabouts. Good to see him back. Raw, June 1st. Didn't care to watch Clash in Italy, so we'll have to come back to that later time. Whenever we do another pay-per-view, I'll review Clash in Italy and Night of Champions at that point. How good does Roman have to feel getting reactions like that all the way in Italy, too? I got to say, Fatu with the Bloodline do look cool together. The Grande Americano mass versus mass match. It's wild how all these guys, and I only watched this because it was the end of Raw on Netflix. It's wild how all these guys were just given luchador gimmicks, which in my mind makes me think they had nothing else for them or weren't taking them seriously, and they turned it into this. Kudos to them. Excellent match with little downtime from start to finish. Both men, just congrats to both. Exactly why WWE and wrestling in general should allow others in main event spots and see if they sink or swim. Excited to see more again from AAA. Raw, June 8th. Poor Liv still trying to get that song over. Speaking of, her and Alexa look like twins in their matches together. Speaking of, too, why is Liv even in the Queen of the Ring matches? Sol and Lyra with a great one. Fatu just continues to shine with promo work. Poor LA Knight, though. He drops the mic or doesn't catch it. And then the rumors about WWE not believing in him like they do Jey Uso. Dude has just had a constant uphill battle. Must be one of the most unliked in the back at this point. It's sad that if he ever does get the opportunity, it's going to happen like it did with Sammy. It's going to be too little too late. And I'm worried that Chad Gable might have the same fate. He's absolutely shredded, though. Speaking of Chad Gable, another dude I really hope he gets some respect on him, especially after that match. But at least they've loosened up the one fall stuff. Now the people can say one fall. Now here's one to be excited about. Penta and Ray Ray look like a little bit of an odd match here. May have ended abruptly. Hopefully not because of injury. Ray gets unmasked again like the 90s, but it ain't permanent, I'm sure. Like the idea of Gable being the Lucha Defender. I think this is the last one I got, folks. Raw, June 15th. Sold my house for this sign. Baltimore crowd here, wild with dudes showing breadsticks and all. Supposed to say breasticles, but changed to breadsticks. Sure, it's played out, maybe old news to some, but man, the bloodline just firing on all cylinders and backing in with Fatu. They look great. Has Roma become a talker in the biz or what? The Eric Andre spot couldn't have been more golden. Cracked me up with how tight he lay there waiting for it. Great TV. Jacob being unhinged with Roman leading is perfect. Danhausen is a strange one, man. I don't get it again. I guess I'm old. It does make me think of all the people who don't understand WWE or even they just have all the ammo they need because it's embarrassing. But good for him, I guess. Wild to say, but welcome sight to see Logan Paul back. Very apparent the division needs new members at the moment. And more vision at the moment. Okay. I would beat anyone here. Sign, same sign from the beginning, same person, I'm assuming. Solid episode tonight. I'm still waiting for the comeuppance for Gable, Knight, or both, though. I hate that I have not watched the ending of this, but I have heard about it, so we'll talk about it anyway. The Raw, June 22nd. That's the last full Raw I watched, or almost full. Gable, I gotta say that the King of the Ring is back, means something again. I'm glad it does. However, I guess it doesn't. Come to find out. Bears repeating, but man, how cool is Obafemi? Seems obvious Bailey is just biding her time on her way out. Maybe this is what Lyra needs as a heel turn, as the face thing never really took off. Thoughts on Gable's new music, as it reminds me of Dolph. Maybe they're trying to get him away from the angle comparison, which is weird, but oh well. Solid segment with Gable and the Alpha Academy, followed by solid match with Paige and Lee. Does anybody say Ace better than Fatu or ass? Poor JD McDonough here, man. Oh gosh, it seems like the last shot for the Street Profits, though. I'm hoping this works out for them. If not, gotta wonder what's next. Well, we did see what's next, or heard about it. Street Profits did win the titles. That's all I know. If there's anything else, I'll add it on the next one. Yeah, I wrote down MVP here for some reason. I have no idea why. So we're going to move on past that. MLW. I want to talk about MLW just for a moment, real quick. Fightland and MLW and WWE are the only two I've been watching. So, and I'm almost caught up with MLW. Fightland, Mads Kruger winning the Triple Threat title. was cool to see. Of course, he lost it after. Fury Road, Cesar Duran with the blood money, Saudi Arabia jab on WWE kicks off here. First look at the Dead Pirates group, El Galeon. Phantasm as a unit. Now I see why this Defuncto character doesn't wear shoes. I believe I've seen Diego Hill, but honestly watched so much wrestling I can't say for sure. I'm a fan though of Diego Hill. After seeing him, he's entertaining for sure. Okay. Great to see Austin Aries back in the ring. Still has it. In the mic saying Paul London looked like Elvis before he died. Popped with the Frankenstein bitch comment from Dijak. I have to say I was looking forward to seeing these guys and Mads Kruger. Slaughterhouse. Wild to see the Chamber of Horrors match again. I can't help but think of WCW with Abdullah in the chair. I believe it was Abdullah. It was C.W. Anderson this time, though, in a super short match with a whimper instead of an explosion. Good to see the Shotzi segment and that she's still as cringe as ever. However, I will blame the production on this, too. Good to see. Would really like to see Priscilla Kelly the same way. I liked Gigi Dolan when I first saw her, but yet you can't call yourself Hell's favorite, expect to have me as a fan. Not that she cares, though, I'm sure. Why does Dombrowski, is that it? How you say his name? He sounds so deep in this episode. Did Kojima really just fall down and grab his face because Dyer wouldn't shake his hand? Talk about overacting from a supposed legend here. Killer Cross coming back to MLW. It sounds like he's finally being utilized. From F words from the Eastbound and Down guy, advertising Don Gato tequila, to Matt Riddle taking a supposed joint from the crowd. MLW, man, it's a wild ride. It really is. If you're not watching MLW, you're missing out. It's a wild one. I recommend it. I really do. I do. Did Riddle just turn heel completely out of nowhere? Curious to see where it goes. Symphony of Horrors. I believe this is the first look at Rugito in a match for me, but I'm not sure. The old guy here brawling with he's brawling with here, maybe a legend, but man, this one is going to be a slow one. Enjoy the Brock Anderson promos. That might be his strength, much like his daddy-o. First look at Stigma here, so let's see what we got. Diego Hill shined in the 5-way special with that insane corkscrew finish. Austin Aries just a treat to hear on a mic. Mystico getting some gnarly drops on his head here in the match. Don Gato, does Saray de la Renta remind anyone else of Stephanie McMahon? Somehow, surprised she hasn't been scooped up yet, or Cesar Duran for that matter. Definitely highlights for MLW. Liking the setup for this one. It's the stage is definitely unique. Only seen it once at a local show. Isla Dawn's here, hooray. Now Scarlett, however, more my speed. Anxious to see her as WWE never even gave her a chance. First look at Stigma here. Let's see. Well, I guess it was my second look. I just didn't remember them the first time. El Galeon, Phantasma, and Los Felinos too. Maybe Los Felinos, but not El Galeon. Cluster F of an ending for this multi-man match with the ref doing about a 7 count. Yeah, it was something. I really would like to see Priscilla Kelly. Again, can't get behind her devil gimmick. Wild that Shotzi wanted to buy the tank from WWE, but yet hasn't bought one of her own to replace it. Bit of a sloppy match between the two. It was very slow. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much, as sad as it is to say, as they're not strong wrestlers, in my opinion. I knew I liked MLW, especially knowing they support animal shelters. Another first look here at Guerrero Maya Jr. that come and went. How cool to see Arn with his son Brock, though, and it hit me during this. Maybe I'm old nostalgic, but another horseman here with Arn actively leading just sounds good on a bigger stage than MLW. Imagine NXT with Braun Pillman Jr. As creative as Rogue Horseman was, it would be better to sit on a main stage. If only Chris Benoit's son would have had a chance wrestling too. I mean, I know those guys are unproven, but still, maybe it's just seeing Arn again that got me thinking. And again, I remember poor David Flair. So wonderful to see Cross and Scarlett here, though. I already fitted much better. Like the pairing of Killer versus Riddle fight out the gate. Whole segment match felt big. Battle Riot 8, Kushida turned heel. That's got to be a good thing. He needs it. Dude's never interested me, so we'll see. PC change up with Contra was kind of funny. They went from an Apple to a HP back to a Apple. I don't know. Riddle flipping the bird to the guy in the front row after he was flipping him. Ben Bishop has arrived. I've been following him on social media for a while. Good to see. Cha-Cha Charlie's here, I guess. Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang all making their debut at MLW. Paul Walter Hauser is in the, and he made news talking about Roman. Yeah, you just sound like a moron, dude. I would shut up big time. Stallion Rogers, Alan Angels debuting in MLW. I'm a fan of his. Adam Brooks, the most generic name ever. Paul Walter Hauser, softer than baby wipes. I love that. What's a Cody Fluffman? I don't know. Great to see Trevor Lee. Davey Boy Smith Jr. was back, or maybe not. There's Boba Thunder coming out. Or Dava Kato, as y'all may remember. Simon Gotch is back. Who's the poor guy they're comparing to Mads Kruger? He's out, his poor butt crack and all. Reggie or Sidney Akeem, cool to see him back. Festus, how fun was this? Liking a lot of these guys WWE never really gave their full potential to, like Madman Fulton, for example. LJ Cleary and Onyx the One, more first-time names. Mr. Tomics, but no Alex Kane. And I was curious. I'm going to ask Google this really quick. I know we're really running on a lot of time, but is Alex Kane still signed to MLW?
No, Alex Kane is not signed to MLW anymore. His contract ended on June 1st, 2025, and he's now a free agent, wrestling on the independent circuit.
Okay, well, I thought he came back, but I guess it was short time. Great to see the ending here with a Killer Cross win, presenting the title to his mom. However, I wish they would have put Riddle and him more in the later beginning or middle to not make it seem obvious, since Riddle was won last year, I think, and kept the title there too, but minor detail. Went back to Paul London using the pineapples bowling ball after reading the YT comments. Also didn't mention Don Gato and the El Camino, but cool touch here. And yeah, solid show. I'm going to post that on my socials, so if you've not seen that, check that out, or just look them up on YouTube. Battle Riot 8. And that's where I've left off with MLW. Fusion is back, so that's where I'm going to start next. We'll talk about that next time. I did get a little bit of AEW in. I picked back up where I left off, which was Forbidden Door 0 Hour. That's how far that, and this was last year's Forbidden Door. So we'll talk about that really quick. Yuya Mora is back in the trenches, out of the trenches of TNA. Normally love these multi-man matches, but this one really exposed Tony Khan's lazy booking, as Corny says. Honestly, it made even the great Josh Alexander look terrible. Just getting a spot in to roll out of the ring quickly looked terrible. I'm going to be relentless on AEW. I'm calling it like I see it, man. At least Kyle O'Reilly is still entertaining. First look at Michael Oku here, and man, did this poor guy take some nasty neck bumps that could have went south quick. No one should allow poor Martha Hart, or especially Tony Khan, to talk to a live crowd again. He should probably just not allow himself. This stuff is embarrassing. He tries to change his voice. He yells and screams every time he gets behind a microphone. Cool to see Owen's son at least, but even he seemed embarrassed by all this nonsense. I'm sure without even knowing Owen, would probably be laughing his butt off at this, if all the stories are true about him. Is this the first look at the Bullet Club War Dogs? Honestly, I don't know. Really don't care at this point. Very apparent after not watching AEW in almost a year just how bad of a presentation this all is. And honestly, the only reason anyone would defend it, fan, wrestler, whoever, is they're getting paid handsomely, I would think. I will say, first look at Robbie X, and he definitely shined. Samoa Joe's antics are just wrestling on another level here. Got to give credit to Shibata, too. Wild to see Powerhouse Hobbs here, and honestly, the jury's out. Not looking good on if he made the best decision to leave or not. It's not looking good, WWE, but then again, I don't watch SmackDown. So, Forbidden Door 2025, I did start watching it a little bit. Mama Wayne really popping here. Gotta say, it's cool to see Edge and Christian back together. It's not all lost for TK UK with the great Christian Dad song. I want to know, would you be my dad? Yeah, I feel bad for Tony Khan. At least he's got the passion, though, you know? I also did watch the Shawn Michaels documentary on Peacock. Bruce Pritchard just doesn't seem likable, and now Pete Rosenberg doesn't to me either. I love the back and forth between modern day and before. Cool to see his kids. Wild to see all the TNA talents there, too. Nothing new in this one, though. Still a good watch. So, yeah, that's about it. I will talk a little bit about PWI just for a minute. The May 2026 issue. Big Boss Shimizu says he's the wall that needs to be scaled, and at least this phrase has me wanting to see more, unlike the others in the Japanese section here. Another wild fact here, did anyone know Harley Cameron sang the Inspirations theme in TNA? I can totally hear it now. This issue mentioned the Roman Reigns Pat McAfee interview saying no one had stepped up to become stars, and I couldn't be happier. PWI pointed out that that was a lie. It really is. Corporate is to blame in the cases of people like Dominic Mysterio, but especially underlined 3 times LA Knight. For real. PWI, June 2026. We'll talk about this a little bit now. I haven't watched AEW in forever, so I'm way behind. But did Tony Khan really give Adam Page the Cody Rhodes awful stipulation he can never challenge for the world title again? How does he think that's going to work out? And why does he keep using that gimmick? Issue confirms the rumor that TK tried to buy WWE for $6.9 billion in 2023. Wow, this dude really does have unlimited funds. We'll talk about the summer issue next time here. Maybe I'll show those. Since I didn't get to show them on this one, I did not even bring them down. It's my fault. What else do I have for you guys? What else? I guess that was it on that. So let's just let's get into the unboxings. What do you say? We're just an hour and a half in, right? We're just getting going. The gas is going. I promise, guys, I'm going to say it before I get into these unboxings. And I'm excited. They've been sitting here for 2 months. I'm going to start making it a priority to at least do this show once a month. No matter what material I've got ready, I'm going to make it a priority. I just want to get that out of the way. Say that now. Since we were on last, I did get a couple new figs out, like in the stores. Bought them. And found some. Happy to add this one. Lyra Valkyria. There she is. This is not her first time in the line figure, which is normally the figures I like to get. But this is one that I found out. She's got the Intercontinental Women's title with her, which is very cool. The likeness is not bad at all. Very little basic figure. This is Series 124. So I saw this one at Target. I don't get to make Target a lot. And honestly, this is probably the only one I would have wanted out of this series. So I do like the first time in the line figures. If you are looking for this figure and you have the first time in the line, I'd be happy to trade. But for now, that's my Lyra Valkyria. Right there. That's the one I got. I also got this Bray Wyatt. And this was a big one for me. This Ultimate Edition. This is how, of course, we all remember Bray starting. It's got the original the lamp, the Hawaiian shirt, the hat. This is a big one for me. Man, we lost a talented dude with Bray Wyatt. And I saw this, and these were 2 big pickups for me that I knew I had to get, especially Bray. So with that in mind, I had just gotten this figure of Bray a while back, and I showed it on the show. This is the Pitch Black match, which I saw this match live. I am now willing to get rid of this. So, if anyone would like to buy this, and I'll explain why, maybe on my next show. But considering I got that Ultimate, I'm willing to let this one go. And it also goes with something I'm going to be getting in the mail before we get to the next show. So this Bray Wyatt, if you're interested, holler at me. I also think I may get rid of this Hulkster that I've had. I think. Is this the one? I don't know if this is the one. But I do have, maybe it's the older, I think it is the older Hulkster that I have that I would be willing to get rid of. I'm wanting the new one, the one where he's tearing his shirt off. So anybody up for that? I'm a huge Hulkster fan, so yeah. All right, some other things here. Okay, let's do this next. This came from Michael in Watertown, Massachusetts. Thank you, Michael. This has been setting for a while. I hope it's all good. I hope there's nothing wrong with it. I hope. We'll see. Still using my acclaimed scissors for all this time. Is there a better way to open this? I don't know. It's really late when I'm recording this, guys. So I mean, like, when I say really late, I mean it's like 3 a.m. So it's the only time I could really do it with the kids, and I'm a night owl anyway. Or with the one child, little Mama. She's in Texas right now, seeing her dad. So definitely missed her. She's not been with us since school ended, so looking forward to getting her back. We'll have to get her on these shows. She loves to do the unboxings too, so I'm gonna have to start a little series for her. All right, guys. You would think that this would have made, like, this would have been a good box to ship this in, because I mean it's packaged well. Golly, how long have I had this? Does it say on here? I don't see it, but I've had it for a while. And if it is messed up, he's gonna be like, "Well, dude, I'm gonna blame you." Okay, here it is. Willow Nightingale. Look at that. I talked about AEW figures. This is one I wanted. I'm a fan of Willow Nightingale. I don't get to watch her much anymore, but I'm a fan of her. Check her out. I don't know if that looks like her. Lyra may have her beat. I don't know. I definitely expect someday we'll see Willow in WWE. She's entertaining. She's just, and the package looks in great shape. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything wrong with it. So, Willow Nightingale, happy to add her in. That one's cool. That's a win for sure. Okay, I think that's all the figures I have, except for ringside. So we're gonna get into ringside now. It's a big boy box. Mama's been waiting on this one. When I say Mama, I mean literally Joy has. She was with me when I did this order. This was around WrestleMania, so and I had a pre-order in here, or a back order, not a pre-order. So they just shipped it, and I've had this box for a while too, dude. What's it say? Again, ringside collectibles, normally always great. And you know what? I just remembered. I got some good stuff in here. We'll just say that. I got some good stuff. Right out the gate. Oh, and it's ripped. They're always good, but look at that box. Oh my gosh. First time in the line too. Oh man. I may have to contact them about that. That sucks, dude. Right there, Javon Evans. His first time in the line figure. I think this was a pre-order, and yeah, it's ripped. Would I've still bought it like that? I don't know. You just know that's going to be a hard one to come by, Javon. I may have to reach out to them on that. That sucks. I hate that, but next up. These are always, it's funny, you would think that these would be, you know, items like this would be the ones that are busted up or whatever. I had to get it people were finding these at like freaking Ross and stuff. I never seen them. Rey Mysterio. I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. And it's got the mask. And it turns out they've actually done several of these. I just wasn't into wrestling or into buying figs as much as I am now that I've gotten older. It smells so good too. It's got the little fig there too with Ray. Nice little collectible piece. I like that. Man, that Javon just really bums me out. Because that was the one that Mama's a big Javon fan, as am I, but that was the one that was like... Now, this one too, let me just look here. Make sure it's all good. This one does look good, thankfully. Small packaging for this. Kurt Angle, another one of my favorites, defining moments. And it's got the razor kit, it's got the clippers, got the shaving cream. When he got his head shaved bald, I was at this pay-per-view. This was in Nashville at Judgment Day 2002. What a stacked card. If you've never seen that pay-per-view, go look it up on Netflix or wherever. Kurt Angle. Maybe the last Kurt Angle figure I get. Besides the Funko with him and the guitar and the little hat. Pop me, but defining moment there. So here's something I had forgotten about. This is a mystery box. There's a very good chance that whatever's in here will be for sale. I can't believe I still got this mask on, by the way. I'm looking forward to taking it off. There's a very good chance of it because I love mystery boxes. So, and it does say fragile on it. I do know it's an AEW figure and I think a Ring of Honor figure. I don't think it's a chase of any type. But, you know, I see these and I was like, well, if I'm going to do a ringside order, I'll try it out. Why not? Nothing else, I'll sell it. I got to start actually selling stuff, guys. So help me out here. Seriously, somebody buy my Bray Wyatt figure. I've already showed them to you. Somebody buy it. Again, I have no idea. This is a mystery box. We're going to do it right now. We're going to just open it. I'm not looking. I thought it said Hangman. Just out of my vision. I hope not. Man, that would be like the most basic figure I could get. Would be like a Hangman. Again, still not looking. It isn't a Defender, though. That's cool to know. Oh, it's an Adam Cole. 1 of 5,000. Hey, you know what? I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. Adam Cole. Defender. 1 of 5,000 is like the most common chase that you can get. But I'll take it. I did not have an Adam Cole AEW figure. So it turns out that could be the place that he ends his career in. As sad as that is. So I'll take this one. It's a guy I like. And it's a chase. But if you want to make an offer on it to me, you know, because I can't keep this one and a WWE Adam Cole, can I? Because I have an Adam Cole WWE figure. Or would I sell this one? I don't know. Just holler at me. We'll figure something out. I don't know if the other one is in a. Oh, it's in the shipping box. So this is the Ring of Honor figure. Who is it? Vault? So again, it's more of a surprise. Oh, dude, wouldn't it be so awesome if this was a Dalton Castle? Though I know it's not. Wouldn't it be awesome if it was? I gotta open it. Because it's a part of it, right? Like, I gotta open this. I can't just leave it sealed. And I gotta know who's in it. I got to. From the vault. Hope it's somebody good, you know? But even if it's not, again, these, if it's somebody I'm not a fan of, this will be up for sale for sure. See the Ring of Honor packaging. So we may not have to open it all the way. it's the Kenny Omega. And that one is a fairly common one, I think. Does it open up from here? Okay, it does. Does he open up further than that? I don't really... 1 of 5,000, so you actually have to, like, open him. Oh, there we go. He just keeps opening. Kenny Omega. Look how young. It's like a young Sid Vicious. 1 of 5,000. So this was a common, fairly common Ring of Honor vault figure, I think. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, but I don't really have an interest in it. So if you do, I mean, I wouldn't mind to keep it, but it's not... Somebody else could definitely appreciate it better, I think. So holler at me if you're interested in that one. It's still cool, you know. Still very, very cool. So the Adam Cole, I would probably maybe sell too. I don't know. It's a chase though, so that's kind of that, you know. But then the Kenny Omega is a chase too, so I'll set that over there for now. There we go, man. All right, we're doing it. Doing big things tonight. Big things. Get all this back in here. And we might be closing in on the longest show ever. I think I've done one of these, though, that's 2.5 hours long. So this might not be our longest one. I am bummed about the Javon Evans. I'm not really bummed as much about the mystery box because it seemed about right. And I'm happy it was Adam Cole because I'm, you know, always a fan of his. So a couple more things. Let's do this autograph here that I literally have forgotten who it is. No surprise though, right? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. This is from 5 Star, and there is a authenticity. Normally, I don't get autographs from, but 5 Star seems reputable. Whether they are or not, I'm not positive. Donovan Dijak, though, right there. I forgot all about getting this. This is from Bruce, Churchville, New York. I'll add that. I'll add that into the collection for sure. Thanks, Bruce. All right. Donovan Dijak, 5 Star Collectibles. If anybody has a problem with them, I've ordered from them before. I was a little skeptical of them. I looked them up, and everything seems legit about them. If you know more than I do, holler at me and let me know. But they seem good. Up next here, and this is from Graham in Sewell, New Jersey. I do know who this is. That autograph looked good. Didn't see anything wrong with it, so okay. This is definitely not right. Because I for sure did not order basketball cards. So somebody has messed up here. I'm going to have to reach out to them. But, you know, I mean, I wonder if these could be worth even more. But, oh. Turns out he just threw some cards in. Some ball cards, tops. There's Mikal Bridges from the Knicks. The Knicks just now winning the Jalen Brunson. Look at that. I may be sitting on a bank here. Thanks, brother. Who's this guy again? Graham? Thank you. Right in the middle of it was a Kevin Owens card. I got a little nervous, but Kevin Owens autograph there, NXT. And that's the autograph I wanted in particular, is NXT autograph. So that's pretty cool. His autograph wasn't in WrestleCrate UK. It's not feasible as much as I enjoy their box to get it. I still wish the WrestleCrate US was around, but it's just not feasible to get it sent to the United States. So yeah, I have not done that. Very cool. That's very cool. I was like, what? Kind of threw me off. Now I guess I'm into basketball cards now. I'm going to have to check that out. The Knicks just now winning. That's, I think I've had that setting for a little while. They're probably not worth anything, but still, that's kind of cool, man. Just throwing in some extra cards, dude. Very cool. All right, guys. Last but not least, Pro Wrestling Loot. I think this is last. This has been a loaded episode. Ain't it? It's been a loaded one. This box was a deal where you got like, was it 10? 12. Was it 12 autographs? I don't know. It was like a New Year deal. And I saw it and I was like, hey, can I still get that deal? And they were like, yeah. So I've had this sitting for a minute too. Always like these guys. Jeff Dino with Pro Wrestling Loot. Just good people, man. Good people. All right. I don't know. It's coming out all the way from California. That's where this one come from. San Marcos. There we go. Pro Wrestling Loot. Let's hope we got some new ones. If not, I'll have the dupes for sale. So, turn it over. It's been a long time since we've done an autograph, mystery autograph. So, it's been a while. May have been since I got something like this from Pro Wrestling Loot, or Pro Wrestling Crate does does them too. So maybe, I think this was 12. I don't know. It looks like I didn't get the little card. They normally throw in a card. That's okay. Ready? Okay. You guys ready? Boom. Matt Seidel. Heck yeah, dude. I will take it. Matt Seidel with the knee drops on Cody Rhodes. I did not have a Matt Seidel autograph. That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Kenzie Page. NWA. She got the nose ring and all. I'm hoping to get some that I have missed out on. So far, both of those. Because I've not gotten a Pro Wrestling Loot box in so long. Duke the Dumpster Drosy. This guy got arrested for bad stuff. CP stuff not long ago. I feel gross even touching that one. As a kid, though, I liked him. It's a sad thing. Is this... Y'all help me on this, dude. I want to say Prince Puma, but that's not Ricochet Prince Puma, though. Who is this? Whoever that is looks super freaking cool, I gotta say. Chris Masters. Okay. Did not have a Chris Masters. He's got RKO in the lock there. Still looking for some of the names that... Okay. Greg the Hammer. Of course, he had to be in there. He's in everybody's. If you need a Greg the Hammer Valentine, I think I've got a few of those. The pizza dude. There he is. I forget his name. AEW. There we go. Okay, Nick Gage. All right, I'll take it. He is, I didn't have one of his, but I'll take it. I mean, he's... Okay. Haste. Shane Haste, I think. Awesome. Got 3 more. So, was it 10 or 12? Either way, I mean, I was hoping for a Psychosis, or a Drago, or an El Vikingo. That's the 3 I'm thinking off the top of my head. Barry Horowitz. I think I've got Barry Horowitz. I'm not sure, though. Jimmy Hart. That's a good one. I have one of him, though, but that's a good one. Come on, let it be one of the dudes I've said. Just one of them. I would do this deal again. It was like $5 an auto, so I would do this deal again. Damien. Oh gosh, I burnt the last one of these I got. I'm sorry if there's any fans out there of Damien. I ain't keeping nothing that says 666 on. Not happening. You may wonder, why wouldn't you just sell it? I won't even feel right selling that. I mean, I got a lot of good ones that I liked. It was a fun little gamble. It was fun. All right. That's it. That's all I got. I do have this, though. I got this in the mail today from Target. Same with the Ray. I had to have it, dude. It's got a little rock here. It transforms into an arena, which is very cool. This is the Knuckle Crunchers series. But the fact that it had the microphone is what I had to have. I know this ain't the stereotypical collectible. This is more like, for the kids. It's all going to my son anyway. He loves wrestling already. So, and Maya too, if she wants it. But is there a way to try it out? I guess there's not, but there's like a little... That's super cool. The WWE microphone. It's a huge microphone too. He may end up wanting to open it. I don't know. Last time I ended this video, I'm going to save this. And I'll open it now. But the last time I ended this video, I ended with one of those. It was a Rhea Ripley. We're going to donate that off to a little Rhea Ripley fan. I'm not big on Rhea Ripley, but I will say before we go, folks, I'll try to have the PWIs next time on here, especially the summer issue that we missed. I'm still reading. I do want to say real quick, Target, the last time I was on, I showed these figs, the Superstar figs. They've released some new ones, or getting ready to. The King Kong Bundy was badly bit. That next set's going to be insane. It comes out next month. The Rock, Jake the Snake, Roddy Piper, all in it. Plus, they dropped CM Punk, Kurt Hennig, and the $1 Million Man. I'd like to have that $1 Million Man. They dropped that on the shop exclusives. These had some bends in them. Obviously, the King Kong Bundy was worse. They got a black card, Jesse Ventura. They did refund me half of the price. Almost. It was like $20 they refunded me. So, shout out to Target for that. I appreciate them. That was from the last show. I will say the 90s crate's coming out soon from Pro Wrestling Crate. I know I've not done a lot of the crates in a while. I don't think I'm going to be doing that one either. But if y'all want to get it, it's got Sting. It's got Macho Man. I'm sure it's going to have some cool stuff. It's got the New Age Outlaws. I will probably end up having to pick up the stuff I like from it off eBay. But I'm not going to be getting that crate, I don't think. Pro Wrestling Loot, I haven't heard anything about. They don't really put out spoilers much anymore. AEW Crate, I'm not going to be getting that for July, so we'll see for the October box. Of course, the Halloween Crate's coming, so we know we got to get them. That'll probably be in Pro Wrestling Crate, though. And then Wrestle Crate UK right now has a Goldberg autograph in it, so check that out if you like Wrestle Crate UK, especially if you live international. Okay, and then before we go, I ain't had any music playing this whole episode. I can't believe it. Wasn't there something else I was going to talk about before we went? Oh, okay, yeah. I did get WWE 2K26 since we were last on. I got a Switch 2, which was awesome. I've not played it yet. I'll have some feedback on that next time we're on. And shoot, let me see. Make sure that I will have an episode here by the end of the month. More than likely, that episode is going to be obviously not as stacked as this one. This was 2 months worth and a lot of cram, but I do have some a box that I've been sitting on for a while. AEW. This came out last year. I've had these over a year. Who knows what's in here, but it's high time to open them. We're going to open them on the next show. I can just about guarantee we will. And then following that, I did have a WWE box that I got as well. So, and I just got them like a month ago. So, that'll be most likely for September. But we'll see. We'll see. All right. We're going to open this mystery mini here. Just a little fig. We got Rhea last time. I would love to get The Rock, to be honest with you. That would probably be my pick. Roman's cool, though, too. Not... I would kind of really say, like, anybody but... So I've only got, like, a half chance to get... So I'm probably going to another Rhea. Anybody but Rhea, Cody, or Cena. Let's see what happens. One more little unboxing for the road. All right. I can take this off, dude. Catch some Z's, man. Throw this sucker on YouTube. Y'all done wore me out tonight. For real. Is this going to be Roman? It might be Roman. Roman's doing the Superman punch. It is Roman. Look at that. He was already open, too. I like the Roman, dude. That's cool. Going to be the last one I get of those. The Rock would have been cool, too. But, hey, man. Roman probably would have been my next choice. And Jay's cool too, but yeah, here's the ones you could have got. So Roman Reigns. I got that box on clearance, or I wouldn't have even gotten it. It was like $3, so probably not going to find any more of them. But there it is, Roman Reigns, and that's it. And now I'm gonna unmask myself. Look at that. I had this sideways the whole time. Until next time, this is Chris. Happy wrestling, everyone.